Welcome to the next episode of the Pints Podcast. It's been another 2-week gap. It's been a busy period, hasn't it, James? The small matter of you're now married.
Yeah. Apologies for my selfishness in causing a 2-week delay, but you can blame my wife.
Yeah. How was it all for you? Did you enjoy the day? What was the honeymoon like?
It was great, yeah. Well, the wedding went really well. I said the right name at the altar. I didn't mess up my speech that I didn't write.
You didn't.
And I didn't make that much of a tit of myself in the first dance. So a little bit of a tit, but not much of one. They were the three things I was stressed about. Not that I had any reason to stress about saying the wrong name, but I think it's just one thing that, well, just the whole vows thing in general, you stress about messing that up. But it all went swimmingly. So it was all in all, it was a really good day.
Yeah. And did you go to the lakes straight after?
We went up to the lakes for a few nights, just stayed in a little spa hotel that we like. Just got away from work and everything else. It was really nice. We're going to go abroad at some point next year, but with travel corridors and restrictions and everything else, we just thought it probably wasn't sensible to do that this year. So it was all good fun.
You've done well to get it all sorted in these crazy times, but it all went well.
Not without a great deal of stress, but there you go.
Yeah, for Jess, you were.
I say that like I planned it all. I just turned up on the day, realistically.
Yeah, and I'm not actually sure whether it had happened before the last podcast, but live music is most definitely back now.
Well, it was 19th of July, wasn't it? This will be released on. Yeah, so it would have been. I think we released it, the last podcast, on the Thursday of the week. Yeah, released the last one on the 23rd.
Yeah. Well, I returned to Stone Roses Bell at the weekend, and it felt very normal.
Stone Roses Leeds or Stone Roses York?
Leeds. I've yet to visit the York one, but so we went to be at Why Not Festival last weekend, which got cancelled. Then we decided maybe go to the Balearics instead. Then we saw the PCR test costs, and then we thought, where's a good step from the Balearic Islands? And thought Leeds.
Leeds, yeah. Similar.
It was a very good weekend. Revisited my uni town of Huddersfield.
I'm actually in Leeds myself, the end of August, for Leeds Festival. Only for the Friday night. We're going to watch Liam and Jerry, and it would have been Queens of the Stone Age. Now Biffy. That's news, actually, isn't it? Queens of the Stone Age dropped out. I'm not sure why. Sean, do you know why?
They just said logistics, I think, considering the whole pandemic thing. Do you know that pandemic?
Yeah, what's that? Great replacement, anyway. Biffy's a fantastic, fantastic replacement.
One of the best live bands in the UK, if not the world, I would say.
Yeah.
But we've got another guest this week, another musician. We like having musicians on, don't we? It's kind of because you're a musician and there's a music website, so it does fit in.
That's the
fit
thing.
Nicely. Yeah. She's from Anglesey. It's Nguyen. I think she released on New Year's Eve her track Polaroid, which has done really well. Got lots of acclaim on social media,
and rightfully so, because it is a banger.
Right, it's now been confirmed. It's had the seal of approval from James.
Confirmed. So, Polaroid does indeed bang.
Indeed. So shall we get her in?
Let's bring her in. I'm looking forward to it.
And we're joined this week by a special guest. It's a singer-songwriter from Wales. It's Nguyen. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on. How are you?
No worries. I'm really good. How are you, James?
I'm great. Yeah, a little bit of a sore throat, but generally I'm okay. Megan, thanks for your time. We really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No worries. And you've had a breakthrough year, kind of, to say the least, really. You've a bit of a whirlwind, I'd imagine, following the release of Polaroid, which we'll come on to. To start with, though, how did you first get into music? What were your influences?
Well, it's been mad since Polaroid, but I first got into music like when I was a baby. I've always grown up like around music. It's always been on in the house. Fleetwood Mac is probably like my biggest inspiration, just because like it's literally them that's been playing since I was like straight out in the world. But yeah, and then I just kind of fell in love with singing from a very young age. I used to always make like my family listen to my shows, which were literally the worst things ever. Like, you would think I could sing back then. So yeah, and then I kind of got properly into it about 2 years ago. My first gig was actually 2 years ago today. And then yeah, I've just been kind of like gigging and writing music since, and yeah, that's how I got into music.
Yeah,
amazing.
We were just talking briefly off camera about how you're in a hotel currently in Manchester with a move to Manchester on the horizon, but you're from Anglesey originally, aren't you? So what was it like growing up there? Because we know it traditionally as sort of a weekend holiday spot, really, don't we? So what's the music scene like there?
Oh, do you know what? There's actually like no music scene at all. I can't even remember the last time like there was a gig there. But it's, you know, it's beautiful to grow up and it's a really nice area. But for music, it's dead. And that's kind of why I'm moving to Manchester, because there's literally nothing for me there. And I always have to travel like to London or Manchester every time I do something with music. So yeah, but I'm doing a gig there next month, which will be weird and wonderful, I hope. And yeah, I'm really excited, but I don't know like what to expect from it, because like there's no gigs happening like around where I live. So like when you kind of play like other cities, you kind of know like, oh, there's going to be people that's into music there. But like on Anglesey, like no one listens to music and no one plays music really. So it's going to be weird, but it's sold out anyway. So
a nice little hometown return gig. I like it.
Yeah.
I went to Anglesey for a wedding a couple of years ago, and I love live music. So the night before, my partner and I, we went down into would you call it the town centre? We found quite a few different bars, and there's loads of lovely little bars. And I thought to myself while we were there, that bar would be great with live music in it. That bar would be great with live music on it. But like you say, we just couldn't find anything.
No, that's what it is. Like there's such good like pubs and stuff there. But like it's kind of since like the past 5 to 10 years really, just music has just stopped there. Like because when my mum used to go out, like she used to go watch bands and stuff, because I remember her going, oh, there's a band playing in town tonight, like let's go out, and like the whole family would be going out. But like since I've been allowed to go to pub, like no music. So
yeah. So
hopefully bring that back.
Yeah. Well, it's live music is back now, so
maybe you'll be the catalyst. Maybe your homecoming gig will be the spark that makes a live music flame engulf itself back into Anglesey. You never know.
Oh, I hope so.
Great choice of words, James. There.
Yeah, I try.
Speaking of poetic, you released a song, Polaroid, as we mentioned. What's the reception been like for you personally? Because I've seen a lot about it online. So what's it been like for you?
Oh, it's been mad. Like I wrote that song like last year, and I wasn't even going to show it to anyone because I hated it when I first wrote it. And I was like, oh, it's so like cheesy and and then I sent it to my group chat like with my friends, and I was like, oh, can you just like listen to this and please tell me if it's terrible? And they were like, that's the best song you've sent us, like go record that. So I did, and out came Polaroid, and I went to the studio, and it was pretty much like all written like completely, like the whole music was like done before I went to the studio anyway. So it was just a case of like we recorded it in a day. And I recorded it with Russ Hayes, who's worked with like Catfish and the Bottlemen and people like that. So he was really cool to work with. But yeah, like I released it on New Year's Eve, which was weird, like to release it then, because, you know, being drunk as it is anyway, because it's New Year, and then like a release as well. Oh, mad, like. But yeah, it's been insane. Some really cool people have like gotten back to me saying that they love it. Like Gary Crowley on BBC Radio London. Like I've literally listened to him on the radio since I was a kid. And yeah, he played me for like 2 months straight on his show, like literally every show he did for like 2 months, which was mad. And it got A-listed on BBC Radio Wales, which is insane as well. There was like Mannix and stuff were on the same list as me. I was like, wow, I should not be there, but thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it got to #1 and stuff in some charts in Italy, and just weird.
That's quite mad, isn't it? It's
yeah.
The Italians are digging Polaroid.
Yeah, I know. It's mad. Like, I went on holiday there like 2-3 years ago and never thought people would be listening to my music there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah. Another, well, I say person, it's a kind of an organisation that picked up on it, was This Feeling. So what was the timeline of them sort of backing your music?
Well, Andrew Cushion, who I'm good friends with, he saw that I was in the studio and was like, oh, you better send me your song, like I need to hear it. And so I was like, all right, sent it to him and he loved it. And this must have been like start of December maybe. Yeah, probably then. And then because I was gonna release it on the 18th of December, which was like 2 weeks after I'd been in the studio, which is mad, like who does that? But I didn't know anything about like releasing and stuff then. And then he was like, oh, you can't do that. I'll send it to This Feeling and like people I know. And then they, ever since, have been like really, really supportive of me and like have been getting me to play like loads of cities and festivals and stuff, and just been getting me on so many like cool projects that I just like can't thank them enough for it, because I would not be where I am now if it wasn't for them. So yeah, Mikey and George.
Yeah, and they picked a selection of their favourite artists at the minute to be part of the All Together Now single, which you were a part of alongside the likes of the Lathams, Red Rum Club, Rianne Downey. There was loads picked. So what was that like to be given that sort of recognition, and what was the whole sort of charity single like to be involved with?
Oh, do you know what? It was amazing. I was like so buzzing to be a part of that, because the guy that was producing it was Rich Turvey, who I've admired for ages. Like he produced Cortina's album. Like he's worked with amazing bands. So to work with like him and work with Scott, who I shop from literally all the time, and so it was really cool to work with like them, and just to like meet like loads of new musicians, because I know some of them like through social media. Like I know the K's and that, like I've spoken to them, and then actually getting to meet them was class. Like, and just getting to work with them, and it was the best vibes ever. And yeah, we were just all eating Nando's and getting done and recording randomly, and it was great. Like it was literally the most chilled thing ever.
The K's are actually from our hometown, or about 5 minutes down the road from us. Yeah,
from Earlstown, aren't we? We're from St Helens, so it's like Earlstown. I don't know whether it's classed as St Helens. I think, isn't it?
It is. I think it's under the borough. Yeah. We'll claim them as our own anyway. Yeah,
because you mentioned sort of the K's and the people involved with that single. What's it like to be part of that group? There seems to be a good group of bands and artists that are coming through at the same time. Is there anyone else you're particularly fans of or friendly with at the minute that it seems a nice vibe, if you know what I mean?
Oh, do you know what? There's like so many bands. Oh my God, that was just a massive bang then. But no, there's like so many bands that's like coming through at the moment that like we all just meet at gigs and just instantly like click, because we've all got a connection through music, and that's amazing. I'm really good friends with Lock-In. Don't know if you know them, probably do, but
about to come on to them actually, so carry on.
They're lovely. Benji's literally one of my best mates. And I've got a gig with them on Saturday in London in Water Rats, which I'm buzzing for. Andrew Cushion, obviously, the K's, Roller, I'm really good friends with them. They're really lovely. Rianne Downey, I'm really good friends with her. I'm trying to think.
It's like everyone's mates with each other, isn't it?
Literally. But weird, like literally once you meet them, it's like you've just been friends with them for ages, just because like you're all working with the same people and like playing the same festivals and stuff. But,
Yeah. Do you think there might be a worry that there could be a sort of a competitive nature to it, but it doesn't seem that way from the outside in anyway?
No, it's not. Do you know what? Like, it could really easily be like really competitive, because at the end of the day, like, we're all trying to play the same venues, trying to get the same slots on festivals and stuff. But no, it's really, really like such a supportive group of like, up and coming musicians. But I think as well, like, because we know how hard it is to like get on these gigs and like to do well, like we all support each other and just are kind of like, yeah, let's do it together, and it makes it 10 times easier. So, yeah.
And well, a nice segue, as you just mentioned, the gig on Saturday, which I was going to mention with Lock-In at Water Rats. So what are your feelings ahead of that? Have you played? You have played one other gig, haven't you? Well, that I know of. You played the Football Fest. So are you getting back into the sort of the groove of live music now? You're excited for the gig this week?
I'm buzzing. I literally only got told like last week that I was playing this gig, which is fine. Like, I love last minute gigs anyway. But I was playing in Sheffield last weekend. That was mint. Like, the crowd was buzzing. And I'd never played Sheffield before, so it was like weird. I thought no one would be there, but the place was packed. Like, there was literally people outside the door and stuff. So that was great. Bread Shed with Trampoline, the football thing. Yeah. Oh, that was class as well. I love Trampoline. Like, I've literally been to their gigs, so it was weird to play with them. But loveliest lads ever. And
they're Welsh as well, aren't they? Was that before the Wales games?
Yeah, they're from like 4 hours away from me though. Like, I'm right north, they're like down south. I think they're from like, I don't want to say Swansea because that can be offensive if they're not from Swansea.
Yeah.
That area anyway. But yeah, they're really nice, and I'm supporting them in Cardiff in like 2 weeks. But I'm so excited, like, just to get back gigging now, and you know, I'm doing some gigs to like a full band, doing others like just me. And then I'm playing Manchester Sunday as well, like at this like festival thing in Deansgate, which will be really fun as well. But yeah, busy weekend and finally getting back into the swing of things, which I'm literally buzzing for. I've been waiting for it for months, so can't complain.
No, I can imagine. Everything's positive.
Yeah.
This is slightly off topic, and apologies because I do have a habit of doing this, but you mentioned Swansea. I'm actually in Swansea myself for a weekend next beginning of September, first weekend of September, not for just for a laugh, where it's Catfish are playing. So we're watching Catfish. Yeah. Do you know Swansea at all? Would you recommend anything while I'm down there?
I've actually never been.
Okay.
I've friends there, and I've never been to Swansea.
Yeah.
No.
But I've heard like there's really good clubs there, so just go clubbing.
Yeah.
You have to find your own way around, James.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for the easy way around things, but
yeah, it'll be fine. Like, my friends from Swansea, they have about 3 brain cells each.
Fair play. I'll fit right in then.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll do some research.
Well,
find out.
Seeing as you went very off topic, James, I'll go very on topic and go to the theme of the podcast, which is Fantasy Pints. So we asked people to give us 3 musicians, past or present, that they'd go for a drink with in their dream scenario. So we also asked recently where you'd sort of take them, where the venue would be like. So where do you have in mind? Where are you sat with these people?
Right. So I've got one that's not a musician, but I feel I'd love to go for a pint with him just because he's hilarious. Bradley Welch. Oh my god.
Well, he's a singer. He's a singer.
Oh yeah.
He's had an album.
Sean, what's the song that you always talk about that he did a cover of and you'd never know it was him?
Yeah, it's That's Life. He did like a swing.
That's it. Yeah.
Because in the same year it was released as Blossom's debut album. I think he got the most sales for a debut album.
Oh, he's mad, isn't he?
Yeah, but
I was watching that program he's got with his son like last night, and I was literally pissing myself laughing, like throw it all I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to say him because he's so funny. And I feel like if he's like that sober, like imagine how he is drunk. Like musician wise, I'd love to go for a pint with Jerry Cinnamon. Even I wouldn't understand him talking at all. Like I literally cannot understand a word he said. And drunk as well. Like if we were both drunk, I feel like he wouldn't understand me and I wouldn't understand him. But we just get on the dance floor and start singing, and then we'll be all right.
Yeah, because it's like even when he talks to the crowd, sometimes you can't really understand what he's saying. Everyone just goes, "Hey," but you can't.
Like I remember I came in Manchester like 2-3 years ago, and like I was stood next to these like people from Manchester, and they were like, "What is he saying?" And I was like, "No," but he was class. Like, and then I'd probably take them to Jimmy's in Manchester, which is closed down now. So
it's moving to Ancoats, isn't it? Like, they've shut it down where it was, and it's moving to Ancoats.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I loved the old one. So I'm hoping the new one's just as good. So I'd take them there.
Yeah. So that's two of you three, is it? Or are they?
Yeah.
So who is your final pick?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you know what? I'd love to go for a pint with so many people. Alex Turner, right? Just because I feel like he'd try and like outdrink everyone because he seems a bit posh, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And like posh people I'm on the strong stuff.
He likes to think he's posh, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Lives down in Bethnal Green now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, God. But yeah, Alex Turner maybe, or Miles Kane, because Miles Kane seemed like a legend.
Yeah, they're basically the same person. They'll probably be together wherever they go.
And it's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some good choices.
Or actually, Izzy B. Phillips from Black Honey, because she's class.
Okay. That's it. Their new album's class.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And I feel like it always has like a kind of Foster's or something, and like anyone that Foster's kind of scares me a bit.
We've actually had someone on here whose favourite drink is Foster's.
Is it?
We kind of ripped him about it. But the thing is, this bloke's quite a well-off, quite posh like lad, and he drinks Foster's, and I just couldn't understand it.
Oh God, it just feels like piss, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's hard.
we tried to convince him to kind of try something else, but he was having none of it. He's set in his ways.
Yeah. God. But I feel like he'd be mad. Like I feel like she'd like just be up to get hammered, which is like, why would you go to the pub for like reason to get hammered?
So what do you think they're all drinking?
I feel like Alex Turner drinks like whiskey or rum.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
On the rocks.
Yeah, definitely. Or like tequila. Like that's like makes you seem posh when you're like realistically not posh because he's from Sheffield.
Yeah.
But, maybe an espresso martini, eh, Sean?
Yeah.
I love an espresso martini.
Yeah, it's the podcast cocktail of choice, I think.
King of the cocktails.
Yeah. Jerry Cinnamon. What do you think Jerry's drinking?
Buckfast.
Oh my! I feel like he'd be drinking something weird as well. Like I feel like he'd be mixing his drinks or something and be like, try a go together, like it'll be banging, and it's just not. So I feel like he'd like that.
Yeah.
Just something dead weird, or he'd be drinking like Alka Pops.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
What's Big Bradley drinking? Or Little Bradley?
Do you know what? I feel like he'd be on the wine.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Last red wine, and then once he sat down him and he's had like 2 or 3 bottles, I feel like he'd be on like the spirits and like shot and vodka and stuff.
Yeah.
I do think it'd be a good night out with Bradley Welch.
Oh, I love Bradley Welch.
I definitely don't think he'll ever be picked again as well. So I think.
I thought it was like, oh, no one's gonna say Bradley Welch. I have to say him because he's just hilarious. Not that I know him or have ever met him, but
no, I feel like we know him from The Chase.
I watch what's it called? It's on like BBC or something like that. It's really, really good.
What, with Bradley Welch?
Yeah, it's with Bradley and his son. And, it's literally hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
I can't think. I was trying to think what it was called before, but I can't remember. But I know exactly which program you're talking about. It's great.
Yeah, really, really good. It's hilarious. So that.
Yeah.
Go watch.
You can discuss it with him at Jimmy's.
Yeah.
Love that. Right. Some really good picks there. As Sean said, 99.9% sure Bradley's not going to get picked again. Although he is a genuine musician. Yeah, he has an album. Jerry, I don't think we've had Jerry picked before, actually.
No, he's definitely not been picked.
Surprising.
I thought people would like really choose like Liam Gallagher or Jerry Cinnamon.
Liam's a popular pick.
Yeah, I would choose Liam, but then I thought like everybody's going to say him, and I feel like that's given. Like who would say?
Well, now that we've brought him up, we don't bring this up all the time, but we do have a local rule. Which is that if you want Liam there, then he's there anyway, and you don't have to waste a pick because it's just assumed that he's just going to be stood in the corner of whatever pub you're in anyway because he just loves the pub.
Like, yeah.
There
we go.
So there you go.
But yeah, no, I'm happy with those. So on a final note then, what are your plans for the rest of the year then? Is there going to be a follow-up release? I've seen a few people asking for it on Twitter, but I don't think you've given a response yet.
Well, I've been in the studio like quite a lot, and to be honest, I just don't know what song to release. I'm writing like loads and loads, and I keep going in the studio saying, right, this is the next song I'm going to release now. And then like I record the next song, I'm like, oh, but I prefer that one. And then it's just, but I am going to bring a song out. I think I'm going to bring one out like in the next, I'm not going to say like when, obviously I'm not allowed that, but it's coming soon. Pinky promise.
Well, we're not going to push you for an exclusive, but decide now.
Dreamed at if I can. But yeah, soon, very soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Excellent.
In like festival season, around the festivals.
Okay. Look forward to hearing it.
Thank you.
Have you got any festivals planned or any more gigs?
Oh, I've got like a lot planned. Like I'm playing Cardiff in the next few weeks. Obviously got my hometown gig. I've got London, Manchester. I'm potentially going on tour, but I can't say that either. And then I'm playing a major festival, which I can't say that either, but it's in September, so take a guess.
Isle of Wight.
It might be, might not be.
Neighbourhood weekend.
No, it's not. I wish. I'm going to that though.
Yeah, same.
Can't wait. Oh, I'll see you there then.
Yeah, will do. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other festivals in September, but I'm pretty sure I got it right on the first one. So
it seems that way.
Yeah. No, like we said, we'll not push you for the exclusives.
Megan will also be looking out for those Manchester gigs when you get them booked in, and we'll definitely come down and see you. I'm looking forward to it. So where can people find you on social media? Take as long as you want. Plug absolutely everything you can.
Do you know what I've done though? Like it's really annoying. Like all my socials are like named different things, so it's like, and no one knows how to spell my name either. So they're like, "Oh, how do you spell that?" Anyway, so my Twitter is just Megan Nguyen. I've got 2 Instagrams, which one's Megan Nguyen, and then the other one's Megan Nguyen Music. People follow me on both. If you want to follow me on both, whatever, up to you. Facebook is just Megan Nguyen. TikTok's Megan Nguyen Music, although I don't really post music stuff. Like it's usually just me and my friends doing shots. And yeah, that's all my socials, I think. Yeah.
Stuff. No, thanks very much for coming on. Thanks for your time.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It's been amazing.
We really appreciate it, Megan. The last thing, what hotel chain are you in? If a comfortable say.
Premier Inn. I'm cheap.
Right. Have you? So, because I've recorded a few of these episodes from a Premier Inn myself, and we've really struggled with the Wi-Fi, whereas yours has been absolutely superb. So, I'm gonna write a complaint because I think they've they've messed me around a little bit with the Wi-Fi, which I paid for as well. And it
yours was London. This is Manchester, so they do it properly up here.
Because I tried it last night and I was on FaceTime with my friend and she was like, your Wi-Fi's rubbish, like get off it. So
are you on the ultimate? Have you paid like the $5 a day thing for the ultimate?
I'm on my data.
Oh well, there you go then.
Yeah, because I paid for it and it was just rubbish. So just use your data.
That is shocking.
Yeah.
That settles that then for any listeners with the burning question of how good is Premier in Wi-Fi. Don't use it. Don't use it. Megan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. It's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure. We'll be looking out for those Manchester dates and
a new song.
And definitely a new song. And I'm keen to find out if Sean's festival guess in September was correct. So we'll be looking out for that.
Okay. No, thanks very much. Cheers.
Thanks, Megan.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
That was Megan Nguyen. And I've noticed looking at the camera, I'm not sure whether you noticed, James, that as the podcast went on, my face sort of went darker, more shadowed.
You're looking more and more like a silhouette.
Yeah, I think it's because of the blinds, the famous Venetian blinds that have been open the last couple of times actually. But yeah, I think next time we'll shut them, experiment a bit. But yeah,
I've actually, as we speak, I've got Jess over in Taskers in Liverpool sourcing some new Venetian blinds for our house because I'm not sure how or why, but the Venetian blinds in the bedroom decided to just completely fall off. Just came off. So she's sourcing some new ones for us, but they will not feature in the podcast because I am sensible enough to not have a source of natural light immediately behind me when recording.
Well, I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, what did you think? What did you think of the guest anyway? Back on topic.
Well, you know me. I love to get off topic. She's fantastic. Really, really lovely girl. She's moving to Manchester, so she's moving to our neck of the woods, or rather your neck of the woods. You've told me off in the past for saying I'm from Manchester, although I do live in Greater Manchester.
I would never tell you off for that. You can be proud to live in Wigan these days with the Lathams.
Very true. Yeah.
The whole music scene flying. So yeah, it's getting back to
Joe Astley as well, friend of the pod.
Oh, apart from the rugby team.
No, diabolical.
No. And the Wigan Athletic, they're doing well. They're back on their feet again. They're signing players. Just signed James Carragher down to
They have just signed
James Carragher contract.
What a club!
So what a town. Yeah. So hopefully we'll be back next week. But
fingers crossed.
Don't be surprised if there's a 2-week gap because who knows?
Yeah. We never know these days. We never know.
No, we don't. So you can find us on Twitter at Northern Chorus _, Instagram at Northern Chorus, and Facebook Northern Chorus UK. See you next week.
Ta-ta for now.